Hey guys, CDTVthaG here, and today I'm going to be reacting to the new album from Young Thug, Business is Business. Bussiness is bussiness. I don't know if this album was finished before the whole legal situation with Thug started happening, or if this is just a compilation of a bunch of songs that have been lying around. We got 15 songs, 46 minutes, I just hope is good. Track number 1 right here, Parade on Cleveland featuring Drake, my favorite rapper of 2023. Very chill sound to kick it off with.
Soon as I'm fresh out the box like a Tic Tac, we having sex soon as I get my bitch back. I'm on your head, Nickelodeon time.
Why are we starting this with Tic Tac and Nickelodeon bars?
See what I'm saying, twin?
Spider back, I'm a big dog, you a cat. Back in, at the back end, like I'm trapping. Business is business, business is business, yeah. Business is business, business is business, business is business, business is business.
Metro! What an absolutely mailed way to start the album. That was possibly just the most uninteresting intro track you could have chose for this. I didn't feel much throughout that at all. The Drake singing at the start, I guess, was fine, but like his high-pitched vocals, sometimes they sound not so great. Young Thug on it wasn't that interesting to me at all. And the beat was, you know, extremely mild on it, very laid back. Even as an intro song, just as something to set up the album, I didn't care for it at all. I was not as excited to hear Young Thug on this first track as I felt like I might be. Just it didn't do anything for me. It is what it is. It's one track on a 15-track album, so we'll see where it goes from here. Let's get into the next one right here, track number 2, a solo Young Thug song, so we'll see how this goes. Money on the Dresser.
Bitch asked me for fame and I said no. This bitch asked me for fame and I said no.
Well, this is a different sound to the first one.
2009 we had the hoes on Margarina. I'm about to take a piss on the roof on Ella. Okay. This nigga telling which they were. Eat cream, soda vanilla, hot box whipper. $1 to the bitch in the middle.
What the fuck? So that was Money on the Dresser. I guess a bit of a different vibe to the first song. It still was kind of stripped back with its production, but it went for a more weird, experimental-ish sound with it. Young Thug was experimenting with his vocals a little bit, doing a different style of delivery, but I didn't like that song either. We're really off to a slow start with this. Like, I would never choose to listen to that. And I really like Young Thug's music, by the way. Let's make that clear right now, just in case anybody doesn't know. But so far, the starting of this album, I just don't care for these first 2 songs. This one had more elements of Young Thug's music that I like, with him doing weirder vocals and just doing different stuff with his voice, because that's one of the coolest things about Young Thug's music. His voice is like another instrument on the track, but I just didn't like the way it sounded on this instrumental. I need this album to be good, man. 2023 has been such a slow year for rap music so far. Let's get into the 3rd track on the album. Hopefully things pick up from here. It's produced by the same producer as the last song, so we'll see. Aviator Keys again. Track number 3, Gucci Grocery Bag. And I got a grocery bag.
Gucci, 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 grocery bag. Gucci grocery bag. Look at the Gucci grocery bag. Let's go. Gucci grocery bag. Diamonds all colored like a fat boy. I was in a fat.
Diamonds all colors like a what?
Pocket full of white people like Beanie's boy. Paralyzing Egyptians, I'm a pimp, yeah. Gucci grocery bag.
That track gave me the vibes of the So Much Fun album, but not as good. So much fun without the fun. Oh, we're not starting this off good. I really like Thug's music, but holy shit, this feels so lukewarm at the start. I guess there was a brighter melody to this one. It was maybe my favorite song so far, but it's not really saying much with what we're starting with. We still have 12 more songs. Let's hold out hope. Track number 4, Cars Bring Me Out, featuring Future. That's a Wheezy beat right there.
Woke up in the mansion, silk to your pinstripe couch. I done got so rich I think my cars bring me out. I was chilling at the spot on a bed-sized couch.
Fuck her in the car and told her at least it cost a house. I done got so lit I promise I never see a drop.
Yeah, the production took a step up with this track.
Crib freestyle off the top and I can make me an M.
Woke up in the mansion.
Thug's voice sounds a bit more natural on this track, like less high-pitched than usual.
Got a Birkin on my motherfucking wrist. Think I'm lying, you can dive in this bitch just like a fish. Weed in her pussy like I'm Bob Marley. Yeah, I'm
Pouring weed in her pussy. Was that what Bob Marley was out here doing?
I'm paranoid, 100 rounds on me too. It ain't no cap in my rap, I got proof.
Bentley under the carport, shit got rained out. I done got so rich, I think my car spray me out.
It is the best one on the project so far, I think. Future did his thing on here, not particularly stand out, but like, Future was good on it. I thought Young Thug was actually pretty good on it. I like how the hook sounded almost a little bit more like his natural voice in a way. And I actually think it was kind of cool to hear that. For Young Thug, that's kind of like a change. That's something different, just to hear him rapping in a more natural voice. It had the most lively beat so far. I don't think the song was particularly amazing, but it's the strongest one on this project up to this point. Track number 5, With the Rex, featuring 21 Savage, Travis Scott, and Yak Gotti. 2 of those 3 features I'm interested in.
Weezy out of here.
Yeah, I'm in this bitch, yeah, I'm back. Hey, I pull up and finger her cat. I'm a big dog, get the stove, get the blow in them racks. Say simple, bitch, you love me to death since November. I've been buying the stuff, I don't do no rent, and I've been keeping it tough. She know I'm Jordan and scattered pimping. Every album got no skipping.
Every album got no skipping? You proved that wrong with this very album.
I took a shopping in Soho. I leased a nigga this yo-ho. Way too many, got my brother one. Send a blitz, we huddling. Young FL studio, front to back. I'm trying to beat some. I'm the type of...
How fast would you get kicked out the bedroom if you referred to yourself as Young FL Studio?
In the back of the truck, ass felt like 15s in the back of the truck. I took 2 twos, put it right in the cover. To the roof, but we don't have a ceiling. What the fuck? Tell me, what does that mean?
Is it just me that feels like there's something missing with most of these songs though? It feels incomplete.
Don't like it, then deal with it. Bull out and I chill with you. Beat on your chest, little nigga, relax.
Young Thug's favorite genre of rapper to sign. Rappers that sound like Young Thug. It was a fine song, but so many of these feel like they have something missing. 21 Savage was fine, but it's far from his best feature. Travis Scott was fine but forgettable. Young Thug was okay on it. The beat was alright, but just something felt like it was missing from this track. These feel like unpolished songs. This is unfinished business right here. Disappointing so far, man. You know what made so much fun a good album? 1, it was fun, and 2, it felt a little different while still sticking to the constraints of trap music. That's what I think isn't clicking for me here. This feels like extremely typical trap from someone like Young Thug who could do something a little bit different. Track number 6, Uncle M, Young Thug solo song. Let's see how it goes. Metro!
Same way I own a mill look, on the smell look, and Suburbans came in 6 levels up. I'm a flush.
Oh man.
All in public, right? She don't gotta do nothing first. Found them Rolls Royces backwards. They respect us. Only call AP Bears up. Suburbans came in 6 levels up.
The Travis ad-libs or the sample or whatever, it sounds atmospheric. That's quite nice. Travis vocals are good for a dark atmosphere, but overall didn't like that song at all. Uncle M, that's going to be going on my potential least favorites from the album. This feels like an album that's just all the filler tracks that got cut off of every other Young Thug project. There's nothing exciting about this. I don't know what I expected for an album that's released while he can't currently record any music. I did not expect to be feeling like this early into this project. Track number 7, Abracadabra, featuring Travis Scott. Hopefully it pulls off a magic trick and saves this album. Kinda like the hook on this. I still kinda like that hook, but the song drags on the more it goes on. Travis verse is not bad. I think the chorus started off pretty nice. The first time I heard it, I was like, that's actually pretty clean. It's got a nice little melody to it. I like the way Young Thug was using his voice on it. But it's 4 minutes long, and the more the track went on, the more it just dragged out. Travis Scott was just, it was a Travis Scott feature, you know? I hope Utopia is amazing, but Travis hasn't dropped anything that's wowed me in a while. That song was just too long for its own good, I think. I guess it's very fitting for a black and white album cover to have pretty bland music throughout it. This feels like a compilation of leftovers that's what it feels like, and maybe that's kind of what it is, but then why even put it out at all? Track number 8, Went Through It, produced by Dr. Luke. What the fuck? Okay.
When I was just hustling, bro, didn't nobody see me do it. Word to my mother, niggas knew it, but I still went through it. Told you day when I was gonna find out. Got a few brothers in the pen. Now that they green dots in. Couple niggas with me said they faced that up. They going head first, no time to ask what's up.
I didn't think it was like spectacular, but it was fairly nice. Thug's vocals, I think he worked pretty well with the beat, and it maybe had like the most flow changes that we've had on a single song on here. Pretty decent. Maybe I'd put that down as a favorite. Track number 9, Oh You Went, featuring Drake once again. Hopefully it's better than the opener to this project. Produced by FNZ. Alright, I like FNZ, Metro Boomin, and Boogs the Beast.
Hey, you went flying Bentley spur. Hey, you went dry around the world. Hey, you went brown like a squirrel. Oh, you wanna line it all up. Hey, I'm gonna play it how it is. Hey, I've been playing for some years.
Oh, that production is beautiful.
Oh, you went kingpin. Oh, you went wings in. Oh, you went hands on. Sis guy, he a visionary. I'm the definition like the dictionary. Baby, turn around, forget the missionary. Terry, I have most strings and y'all in February. It's getting hard to put a price on a show. Can't even pick an amount now. They say that life's about balance, baby, and the balance is in my account now. The way that she's smirking at dirt.
This is pretty clean. You're telling me post-2020 Drake can do a good feature?
Hey, you know how real niggas is. Ruess still Uncle Phil.
Oh You Went was probably the best track on this project so far, so I'm definitely writing that down for my favorites. That was actually a good song that I could see myself coming back to, which I don't really have with many other things on here. Love the production on there. The beat was beautiful, vibey, floaty. Drake actually had a really good feature verse on it. I liked that he had a clean ass flow. There was a couple of corny-ish lyrics in there, but I think the verse was so solid that I didn't mind. It worked to make it a little more endearing, honestly. Went Through It was pretty nice, and then Oh You Went was really good. So track number 10 on the album, Want Me Dead, with another feature from Sir Savage the 21st.
Expect me, nigga, like you expect Jesus to come back.
Tupac.
First 100,000 I went made a string. I was rhyming behind Gucci in the red Mustang. I'm in the turbo S, no GP. I'm getting head first. I'm in CC. My nigga ain't even.
He's kind of hitting a little flow here, okay.
Told my new one she gotta trust me.
I like what he's doing with his voice here, okay. Where has this been?
I told my brother take this watch because I'm vulnerable. If I had one wish, I'd bring my necks back from the dead.
I keep that fire on me everywhere. 21. This one nigga talk on the internet, but when we turn on his block, he ain't never there. Yellow diamonds, that canary. Pussy. Came from the bottom and I made it to the other side. Nah, I ain't use no fair.
I'm liking the 21 Savage feature here, but I'm sure most people have noticed by now, 21 Savage basically has just slight variations of the exact same flow on every single feature he does, and it has worn off me a little bit, but this still goes kind of hard.
Leave your phone when you step. I drop the bag, your secret is kept.
Let her get away with murder and I fall in love. I'm sipping codeine. This ain't no red zone.
One question. Where has this been? These last 3 songs have cleared the entire album so far. The 21 Savage feature was just a very standard 21 Savage feature. Like I said, it's still good to listen to, but it's not as exciting anymore. But Thug was amazing on that. I really like Thug's verse. I loved his hook on there. It had a more standard trap instrumental, but I think Thug warped his voice around it perfectly and was just hitting some really nice flows and deliveries on there, and it just sounded clean as hell. Let's get on to the next track right here. I think it's a Young Thug solo one. Oh no, it's not. It's track number 11, Hellcat Kenny, featuring Lil Jacuzzi, Vertical.
Hellcat Kenny, I'ma fuck your bitch. Demon child, I can't get your mama rich. I just bought a ring, cost a Super Bowl. Goddamn. Oh, that's your bitch. I didn't just want to hit.
Well,
yeah, come in the crack.
we had a 3-track run at least.
Pull up a Mac, think you better than me, then you smoke crack. I got the racks, my bitch, she's so free. She begging me just to come piss in her crack. I looked at.
What is it with the rappers and piss, man? Just sounds a little bit unsanitary, honestly.
Oh, no grudges, cause business is business, bitch.
Let me just write that down in my least favorites contenders. I love Young Thug's music. I love Lil Uzi's music. That collab sucked. They worked together on So Much Fun, right? What's the Move? Young Thug and Lil Uzi, What's the Move is great. This, kind of a little bit shite. The beat was boring. By extension, Thug was pretty boring on it, and Uzi was pretty boring on it. I just saw the next one is 100% Metro Boomin, solo on the production. It's just Young Thug and Metro, so hopefully it's a good collaboration. We'll see. And it's called Mad Dog.
Mad shot, throw some 10 on, get some real, drink some Mad Dog. Spread a few racks and they mad. Yeah, I'm a top dog. Got 2 Maybachs, the one with the lid. First thing I did was make sure that my whole family up. Whoa, whoa, baby girl, I don't know her. Will she let me fuck her? Tell me what you see when you just see a nigga like me. Tell me what you see when you can see a nigga like me. I put this weight on the head. The seats are hot sauce.
It's like, it's a fine song. Just nothing crazy. Mad Dog was probably on, I'd say it's on the better end of the more dark, low-key style of trap songs on here. There was a nice sort of eerie vibe to the instrumental. But yeah, just didn't really feel much at all in relation to it. Maybe listening to it out of the context of the album, it would sound better because you don't have, you know, all the other not so great songs. But listening to it within the album, it was just fine. Let's move on to the next one right here. Another solo Young Thug track, track number 13, moving towards the end of the project. Track number 13, Jonesboro.
I knew his big homie, nigga, and I got the proof. My spider's on army base, and my bitch on vacate. Put her in the coupe.
That little drum roll was nice.
I've been fucking niggas, bitches, and getting plenty figures.
You know what's crazy about this? This sounds like it should have like a... Imagine a Griselda feature on this. Like if you get Benny the Butcher or Conway the Machine on this beat, I could actually see that working.
What the fuck wrong with these broke ass niggas? Yeah, I told them tear down. I told her giddy up. We ran the train on her.
Thug going over a beat like this feels like it should be a big thing, like a moment, but it's another one that cools down the more it goes on. A different type of beat to what I was expecting from Metro Boomin, a different type of beat to hear Young Thug over, but I feel like with a lot of these songs, I just burn out on them the more they go on. It doesn't feel like the tracks do enough to stay interesting. Hey, if you got a Griselda feature on there, throw Conway the Machine on that track, boom, you got a fire song right there. So I like the production. I respect the fact that Young Thug is kind of like a different beat for him to go over, but I just don't think it did enough to hold my attention on a 2-minute and 44-second song. Business is Business has to be one of the worst, on the worst end of Young Thug's albums. Metro Boomin and Southside on the production. It features Bslime and Lil Gotit. It's Hoodie. Let's go.
That's my buddy, drinking on the muddy, pass it all off dances. You know if I pass, you won't get a call back. And I wanna lose or I Casper. I was rocking Jimmy Choo's on my first tour. No, never beat, niggas ain't never ever. Palm Angel, we divine. Cali dish up sitting boxes through that like it pizza.
This is a certified snoozer. I almost feel like maybe it's just that Young Thug doesn't work that well with some of these beats, which is interesting because I always thought Young Thug was someone that could work with any type of beat, but this, it just feels like it's not the right type of vibe for Young Thug's music. Yeah, and I thought the hook sucked on that song as well. Let's get into track number 15, Global Access, featuring Nate Ruess.
They will try and lock you up, drag your name down through the mud.
Wait, hold on, no way. They started the last track on this album while Thug is going through his trial with "They will try and lock you up, drag your name down through the mud." So yeah, that's an interesting way to kick this one off.
Cause that's life here in America.
I don't like this. I feel like I'm being manipulated by this.
Fuck on, you gon' need a couple jet lifts. Keep it real with niggas, yeah, the kid been passive.
Hey, the Thug part is kind of nice though.
Told the man respect her as a killer to be all that. And I told her we'll be at the crib in like 4-5. There's really no way they can catch them. I own flaws, on like the flaws in my lifestyle. I was caught up on something, but now I'm back, yeah. I just almost had threw away like 11 years.
There we go. And that is the last track on Business is Business by Young Thug. For what it's worth, I think it was a pretty solid closer. And the Young Thug part in there was one of my favorite Young Thug contributions on the album. I did think it was really interesting that they had that Nate Ruess intro though. I don't know, I felt like I was being manipulated by that. I didn't like it. Yeah, but Young Thug was really good on that. I liked Young Thug's parts a lot. The feds got him because they didn't see his vision. Exactly. He's just out here trying to hustle, you know? Multi-millionaire Young Thug just trying to make his way in the world. Now, let's get into my initial thoughts from my first reaction to Business is Business by Young Thug. That was pretty disappointing overall. One of the weakest albums that he's dropped. Let's go through my favorite and least favorite songs on the project, and then we'll get into more of my thoughts right here. So, I think my favorites, I'll go for Cars Bring Me Out, Went Through It, Oh You Went, Want Me Dead. Least favorites, Money on the Dresser, Uncle M, Hellcat Kenny, maybe also put Abracadabra in there just because it's 4 minutes long and it dragged on the more it went on. It had a nice hook, but it didn't save the song by any means. I feel like this didn't need to come out. It feels like a compilation album. It feels like something that's dropped to capitalize off the current situation that Young Thug's going through with the trial and everything. And did not break the streak of 2023 being an extremely slow year for rap music, sadly. I was hoping it would, but I feel a little bit dejected after listening to it. I mean, straight away with Parade on Cleveland, Money on the Dresser, Gucci Grocery Bag, it just started off super lukewarm. And that was a feeling that kind of continued throughout the whole project, you know? This was basically everything that I feel like Young Thug's music should not be. Boring, standard, mid. In terms of a rating out of 10, again, not a final rating, just an initial on-the-spot rating. Somewhere from a 4 to 5 out of 10 for this project, honestly. I'm not a Gunna fan. I love Young Thug's music way more than Gunna's music, but Gunna, I think, had the better album out of the two. The Gunna album is a 5-ish out of 10 for me. The Young Thug project is a 4 to a 5 out of 10. This project was not push and pee, you know what I'm saying? And now that the disappointment is out of the way, maybe I'll approach it with a fresh perspective. On my next listen could absolutely happen, but just on this first listen, it was underwhelming. And yeah, not so great.